Hey guys, so I got the fuel tank out. I meant to get it on video, but I got frustrated and all of a sudden I forgot to keep videotaping things. So here's the fuel tank, and we're doing a cleaning of it right now, just because it's always better to clean it while it's out. Then I know I don't have any problems later. So I'm not sure if you can tell, but it's pretty dirty in there. And then you can see even, I think this is why the fuel pump failed, is because the sock came off the fuel pump and it sucked up tons of dirt. You can see that there's dirt in there. Ooh, I'll show you guys the fuel pump really fast. Yeah, so here's the fuel pump assembly and the strainer. I thought it was going to be the same as Chris Fix's video on when he did his car just a couple weeks ago. But actually, I guess on the 94 95s it's different, because there's two different holes. I'm not sure if you guys noticed that, but there's one for the fuel pump and one for the floater, so that's fine. That threw me for a loop. But you can see, like, even down here on the bottom, let me give you the light. You can see that there's tons of dirt just on that little strainer thing there, and it's the finer particles that it gets sucked through. So I'm not surprised at all that this pump failed, based off the fact that there was no sock on it anymore. So sucked up dirt, and that's what started it to cause it start failing. It hadn't actually failed yet, it just had started getting really weak, and my guess is that's why. So we're going to do a cleaning of it right now. What we're first going to do is pull out that sock so it's not in there. We're going to clean out the outside, hose it off. I already sprayed it with Simple Green just to kind of loosen up the dirt. We're going to fill the inside with Simple Green and water, and then that's going to get all that dirt loosened up all nice, and should be almost a brand new tank by the time we're done with it. Alright, hope you guys enjoy the video. Alright, so I don't have a set of pliers that are big enough to pull the fuel sock out, so we're going to put water in it and then hope it floats to the top and I can just grab it out. I don't know what else to do, so I wouldn't advise it, but I just don't have anything that can reach that and pull it out, so we're going to try that and see if that works. Alright, so it's still floating up, so that's a good thing, and that's what I wanted it to do. I'm just letting it come up a little bit more so I can just pull it out. Then I'm going to dump all that water, because that has, even though I've let it air out, it's going to still have some fuel in it. And so there's a car coming. And see, what's this kid talking to a camera for? Yeah, and then we'll dump it out, and we'll refill it back up. I guess we're leaking. Alright guys, so here's the fuel sock. I finally got it out. Not sure how well you guys can see, but it's really dirty in there, and at some point it had fallen off of the actual fuel pump, which is what caused that to fail. So now we're going to dump out all this water that I just put in there to get this out, get all that excess fuel back out, and then we're going to be using the Simple Green, and this is going to actually render any fuel that's left in there inert. It's going to clean out all that dirt and get rid of any minor surface rust. Not anything major, but there's nothing major in there anyway. So we're just going to use that.
Fuel pump, huh?
Yeah. It started going out, so we decided to take it out, and I'm cleaning out the tank because it's really dirty in there.
Yeah.
The sock actually wasn't connected anymore,
Yes.
and so I think it just sucked up dirt and then.
That happens, dude. They go bad.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Thank you. Alright, we're gonna let that soak for a few minutes now since it's all simple greens in there. Let it get to work on some of the stuff that's stuck on the bottom. Dump it out, rinse it out again, rinse it out a couple more times because I can't really get in there to scrub it like I would like to, and I'm not a pro welder. I've never welded anything. I've soldered a few things, but I've never welded anything, so I'm just gonna kind of clean it out a little bit, do the best I can, and then anything that really doesn't come out, I mean, there's the fuel sock in there and stuff, but don't give me that look. I know you're giving me that look, but yeah. So let that sit for a few minutes. While it sits for a few minutes, I'm going to show you guys the fuel sock and the fuel pump and what's going on with that while it sits. Sound good? Alright, so this is my fuel pump assembly. These are actually some wrenches from the pool that are, well, this one I got working again, but they've been stuck because they rust out from the inside, and I've been working on these trying to get them to move freely again. Anyway, sorry, rant. This is the fuel pump. I showed it to you guys earlier. Well, this is the actual fuel pump. This is the fuel pump housing, wiring, and all that stuff. I ordered a whole new set, so from everything under this electrical connector, I bought a new one of. And the fuel sock, the part that I had to fish out from the bottom of the fuel tank, that is this right here, and it goes on there, something like that. I think it just snaps on, but maybe it screws on. I'll have to see. Once again, Chris Fix has a video on it, and it is really good. Not like mine, but shouldn't say that. Yeah. So this is the fuel pump. The reason I was just going to get a upgraded fuel pump instead of the whole new assembly, but then this little rubber thing, when the pressure gets too big in this opens up and lets gas back out, but it's ripped. I think we did that when we were pulling it out, so I think that was my fault, but whatever. So yeah, we're replacing the whole unit. I cannot find out what this was called. It's probably better just to replace the whole housing anyway, and then deal with upgrading a fuel pump later. It's not too hard to do now that I have the right tools. Oh yeah, I'll tell you guys that story really fast. So, if you guys don't know, there's these little Ford Quick Connect things for the fuel lines, and on my fuel pump, my fuel filter, it doesn't grab all the way, so I have to use the little connector things that holds it fine. So I never knew I needed that a little push pin thing or whatever that holds those brackets out, so it doesn't clip on when you're trying to take it off. I spent about like 2 hours trying to get that thing off. That was really the point where I started getting frustrated even more. I stopped videotaping because I couldn't get siphon to siphon gas out. It was just because the fuel level was already pretty low, I think. But I was like, first step is you need to take the fuel out, and I couldn't get any fuel out, so I felt a little bit like a dweeb, but what can you do? So I'm not replacing the floater assembly, and what this does is it sits like this. I'm still pointing at my face. You don't want to see that, or you want to see. Hold up. Sorry, I'm clumsy. Alright, so it sits like this in the fuel tank. I have to use my knee here. And when the gas level goes up, it goes like that. And then as it goes down with the fuel level. And then that's how it tells you how much gas is in your car. Pretty cool and pretty smart, actually. I like it. This is fine. I haven't had any problems with my gas gauge, so we'll leave this in. We'll clean off the top of this. Just spray some liquid wrench or WD-40 or brake cleaner. It'll clean it up nicely. Alright. I think that's about it. Alright, let's go back to the fuel tank. Alright guys, so it's been sitting for a while now, so I'm gonna dump it out. I'm probably gonna actually just pump some water through it and it'll push some water out. What that's gonna do is it's gonna get the water moving a little bit, get the Simple Green flowing about a little bit more, and then it's still diluting it, but I can only do so much, and I didn't really have to clean the fuel tank. There's some fuel tanks where it's super dirty inside. This one wasn't that bad. I mean, there's some dirt in the fuel sock and stuff, but it wasn't that dirty. But I just wanted it to be perfect when I put it in, so I know I didn't have to worry about it. So we're going to dump all that water out, and then we're going to rinse it out, and should be good to go after that. Well, I have to wait till Monday still to get my fuel pump. But I needed something to do on a Friday night, so I'm cleaning my fuel tank out. That's what it comes down to. Alright, enough about me complaining about my life. Let's get to the rest of the video. Alright guys, my battery's dying, so we're gonna have to do this really fast. Alright. Alright guys, so it's cooled down a little bit now, so I'm going to go ahead and keep blow drying it. There's a lot of water left in there too, not just acetone, so I'm going to keep blowing. I've also noticed that these things, these black things here, they saturated a lot of water, so we're going to have to make sure those get dry too, so they don't cause rust from outside too, because that still can cause a problem. So, yeah, I guess keep blow drying. Right now I'm starting to understand why it takes girls so long to blow dry their hair. I'm just going to cut because I'm running out of battery again. I only plugged in for a few minutes, and then I'll come back when I'm done. Sorry.